Fit for Life Radio, episode number 57. Today, we're going to be talking about solutions for stress eating.
Yeah.
So rolling right through with quarantine-related stuff. That's what everyone's dealing with.
Everyone's stuck inside.
And as more people experience lots of unfortunate things, job loss, just job changes, right, in your environment, working from home.
Kids being home.
Kids being home.
That's a big one, I think, for people.
Yeah, not your social outlets.
Are non-existent. Or there are Zoom hangouts right now.
And it can be a lot more stressful for people. And then we just have food in our house and we stress eat, right?
Just calls.
So the biggest thing, the overarching theme is you have to think of it this way. When you stress eat, you're using food to solve a problem. Only it's a problem that food can't solve.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, though.
And that is, I think a lot of people, it's like a light bulb. Oh, man, you're right. Now it's easier said than done. But, ultimately, when we go to stress eat, it's because, maybe finances and relationships and all this stuff stressing us out.
Yep.
So, literally, the food is not going to fix any of that, right? Now, what it is it's a temporary,
temporary feel-good.
Dopamine hit.
Yeah.
So you're feeling good in that what? And how long does it take to eat most stuff? 5 to 15 minutes. So in that 5 to 15 minutes, you get that hit of feel good. But then all your problems still exist.
Yep.
Right.
And then everything comes crawling right back. The same feeling of whatever you're trying to, fill with food. And, for a lot of people, that's why it just repeats through a day. When people are like, I can't stop eating across the whole day. I just snacking. I grab everything. Well, because you keep trying to pack stuff into that problem, and it's not a solution.
Yeah, if anything, it just makes it worse, right? Because in that time you're eating, you're not doing anything to fix the solution.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it's just snowballing into what's causing your stress is not getting solved.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, it's unpacking what's causing it, and it's not always something really deep and super powerful that's causing it. So it's not like, you have daddy issues or something, it could just be, someone said something to me earlier today and you haven't been able to unpack it. It affected you a lot for some reason. And that's why you're doing it, so that's not a deep thing. Somebody said something to you, you didn't like it. That's the end of it. But it's all the same. That we still feel that stress in the same way we would something that would be, we'll say, deeper for us to unpack. So that's part of it too, is realizing what's causing this.
Yeah. And then the solution, or multiple solutions, but one of them is, first you have to even be aware that you're doing that you are stress eating. So, just to be like, hey, I'm stress eating. Even if you go grab a pint of Ben & Jerry's, stare at it, say, man, I'm stress eating.
And then do it.
And then eat it. That's still progress.
Yeah.
Because you're being aware. So, the awareness is step number one. The first solution is to allow yourself to let it happen, right? And then, hey, you know what? It's kind of like the old school thing, right? I remember when I was in high school and I played baseball. So not eating, but a lot of people would do chewing tobacco dip. And this one kid on the team, his dad caught him. And so his dad basically said, okay, I want you to sit here and do this whole can of dip. Until he got sick, essentially, right? So, and then maybe you learn a lesson that way, right?
Yeah.
So, sometimes
hardcore,
it takes, which a lot of us have done this, and we don't learn our lessons. Is allow yourself to overeat, and then you sit there and you get sick, feel nauseous or whatever, and then be aware of man, it doesn't even lead to anywhere
I feel awful right now after doing this.
Yeah,
and that can maybe help you to.
But I think the most important thing is just that awareness.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get stuck in a cycle of just you get something stressing you, you go to eat, just not even really conscious that you do it. You just go grab something, and then you grab something, and through your day, you're just always grabbing something. It's just a cycle, and you never stop to, I'm not even saying like interrupt it, but you never stop to realize that I, have been doing this. I grab a pint of ice cream when I feel bad. And like you said, the first step of that is just kind of stopping that cycle a little bit in its tracks, being aware of it. And even if it keeps going, you're still aware of it, right? You still see, okay, I'm doing this. And that may lead to a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, you're ready to actually make a move. You don't have to immediately be like, oh my God, I'm doing this. I have to fix this right now.
Yeah.
It's a process and it takes time, and that's okay.
Yeah. And in reality, you need to fix what's causing the stress, really.
Yes.
It's not, you don't have to sit there and, we talk about the tactics all the time, right? Like, don't have the foods in your house, right? So then if you feel like stress eating and all you have is chicken breasts, like, you're probably not going to sit there and binge on chicken breasts. So,
it's not a very fun food to
those
eat.
are kind of short-term strategies. Like, keep it out of the house, but still you need to address what's causing the stress.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing, like we said, bring awareness to it. And then the second thing is you need to find other ways to deal with stress that don't involve food. So that could be, going for a walk. That could be, video games. That could be, right now, just something that's not calories, right? Is what you want to try to find or do. It could be, they have those adult coloring books. They have, you could read a book.
Something productive.
Play Sudoku, just anything other than, because here's the thing with stress eating is if you can just push past those 5 minutes where you're thinking about it and just do something else, you'll forget about it.
Always.
You're not physiologically like starving.
Nope.
Hungry. So it's just going to come and go.
And I think that particular one where you kind of push past it gives you a good grasp on like being hungry and what it really is. Like when you push past that and you realize, okay, I didn't need food. When you truly are hungry, then you'd be like, oh, okay, this is true hunger. That was me being bored, stressed, whatever. And that's another important thing to be aware of too.
And then somewhat of a tangent, but related to the topic, and I've just noticed this over the years of coaching. So, you know how a lot of times people think, I have bad genes or good genes, and as far as like, maybe they're predisposition to gaining weight. But I've really found it's not like, oh, you just gain weight or you're naturally skinny, you're lucky. It's you either eat too much or you don't.
Yeah.
But the one thing I've noticed is the way people are wired mentally. There is kind of like it's the way you're born.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I've ever met with who struggles to maybe they're like, man, I can't keep weight on or whatever. I start noticing and asking them, are you the type of person who, when you get stressed, you cannot eat? You know how there's people, and I'm the same way. I'm this way, where like they can be like, oh, so busy and stressed all day, I forgot to eat. And people are like, what? How do you do that? But then there's the other side of the coin, which is people who, when they're stressed, they eat.
That's the first thing they go to.
That's the first thing they think of. So, and 100 times out of 100, when I start kind of asking people, hey, are you a stress eater, or are you someone who struggles to even think about eating when you're stressed? And depending on the personality type, the way they're wired, it's always matches up.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
So yeah, if you have that friend who's like, they're just lucky, they can't be skinny. Really what it is, it's the way they're wired mentally to where when they're stressed, they have no appetite. Food's the last thing on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing yourself is also helpful too, right? So yeah, if you're kind of just predisposed to being one of those stress eaters, okay, like be aware. Like now, step 2 is again lay stuff into place to kind of to help you, right? Which is going to be, like we said, the 2 biggest things. Don't have the trigger foods, snacky foods in your house, in your environment. And then 2, find some other ways to handle stress that don't involve food.
Yeah, there's a lot of productive things. And then, what happens over time with that second one is, we start to associate or maybe get into the habit or the behavior of when I'm stressed, I go for a bike ride, right? Something like that. And then something like that gets to be a little more automatic than when I'm stressed, I immediately grab food. So you're kind of retraining yourself now, again, You still need to unpack what's going on, but you're dealing with that in a better, more productive manner. So that's a good way to take a step towards, cutting down on your stress eating.
Yeah, you almost want to create like a new trigger, right?
Yeah.
So you get stressed, you normally grab the food. Okay, now you have awareness. Oh, this is stress eating. Now put something in between those things,
Yep.
right? Some other good examples are meditation, which we have a couple other podcasts on. But that's as simply as just like doing some deep breathing, right? Yep. Drinking a glass of water, playing with your pet. Petting your pet.
Petting your pet.
That's an easy in my case, petting my wiener. Dog. Dachshund.
Either way.
Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Yeah, going for a walk, listening to a podcast.
Ooh, turn us on.
You're doing it. Are you preventing your stress eating right now? I think you are.
I would think you are.
And you know what? Some people would enjoy this, right? Like chores, right?
Yeah.
You just want to...
Dude, Whitney's that person.
You know what? Let me clean up. Let me tidy up.
That's what she does.
Let me Marie Kondo.
It makes her feel better. Like, she can sleep better at night when she cleans up before she goes to sleep. Like, if the house is clean, she can, I swear, fall asleep immediately. If there's, like, stuff or clutter or the kitchen's not clean, which is my responsibility, I can tell it eats away at her. Yeah. So, like, her nighttime ritual is, like, tidying up before we go to bed.
If you know me, you know I'm always on the run, up early and home late, so having a 3-hour morning routine isn't really in the cards for me. What is in the cards is AG1. It's a fast way to get vitamins and minerals I need to perform. I first gave AG1 a try because I wanted a single solution that helps support my entire body by filling in nutrient gaps and simplifying my morning routine. Since drinking AG1 daily, I've always felt strong and energized and ready to attack the day. Not only does AG1 deliver my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more, it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's one scoop, mixed in water, once a day, and every day. I know that AG1 is giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know that it's safe. And AG1 ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrition density. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. Here is your chance to start every day this season with a gift to yourself. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/provengrit. That's drinkag1.com/provengrit. Check it out.
Or if she's had a really rough day, she just aggressively vacuums the whole house and feels really good afterwards.
I go on rampages.
That's what she does every night.
You clear one counter, and then you're like, next thing you know, 42 minutes later, you're like under the crawl space.
That's what she does. But she'll do it at night. Like last night, we were getting ready for bed. A lot of times I'll get in bed, and like, where is she? And she's like cleaning the bathroom. Like, it's 11. I'm about ready to go to sleep. Why are you doing this now?
She comes out of the neighbor's house.
She's cleaned up everything.
Gloves and like a little bucket.
But yeah, she'll do that. I get it though. Like, if I get into like a mood, then I can clean like everything. But it takes me a lot to get there.
She comes home with a janitor outfit on.
Just been cleaning
from like York County City.
Her second job. That's a good one. Yeah. You know what? This is an uncomfortable one, but I've done this. Because this will stop you in your tracks on anything. Taking a cold shower. It's not super appealing. I actually do it often enough, but like being stressed, it's almost like a reset button. And I like that. Now, it's not for everybody, and I know that. But that'll kind of cut anything off, I feel. Because you're in the moment and your body's like, we just need to survive. So that's a good reset for me.
Yeah. The one thing you probably don't want to do is online shopping.
No, yeah, I think that's the worst.
That's almost just as bad. Anything where your excess calories, excess dollars.
Yeah.
You want.
And it's so easy to do, right?
Don't relate your stress to that.
Like online shopping is like Oreos. You can just like keep going, and you're not going to get full. You're not going to feel like, oh, I've spent too much. You're just going to kind of keep going and find a bunch of stuff you like, and it's really easy to just hit the button. Now you're not gonna. Well, I mean, some people might do this, but it's a lot harder to go store to store
Yeah.
and
Old
stress shop that way, old school, especially right now.
Just like it's a lot harder if you're gonna, eat some extra junk I have to drive to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Get one thing, and if you want something else, I'll drive back. Diego and I were talking when we were on a walk the other day. Just super hypothetical, kind of awkward and weird, I guess. But anyways, it crossed our mind because we had to. The trails closed, so we had to loop all the way around down Warwick Boulevard and stuff, and past like Lidl.
Oh, yeah,
where
you're
I go
talking about-
grocery
yep.
shopping. And I was like, it was like a 6 mile walk, and I was like, what if every time you had to eat or you had to wanted to go get something, you had to do that walk?
You had to walk 5 or 6
I
miles.
guarantee you would think twice when you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I'd love some salt and vinegar Pringles, but then you got to go walk 5 miles to get them. And when you think about it, that's the way it used to be at one
Yeah.
point. So if you wanted food, you had to go get it.
It's a good
right?
idea.
Like you couldn't not walk or to get anything.
Yeah, everything was far, and you just had to
So-
deal with it.
Now everything's just too convenient,
It's so easy.
right?
Uber Eats.
Yeah.
I've never used that before.
Well, yeah, and then now think about that. You don't even have to go.
DoorDash.
I was gonna say all you have to do now is walk to your car, sit in your
Nah.
car, but now you can just order it to you.
Order it from your house.
I'm
That's
too
the hard
stingy
part.
for that stuff, man.
Well, like you end up paying like double the price
Yeah,
of the food that you
just-
want, and I can't do that either.
Yeah, and at some point you want to leave, right? You want to get up and
Go.
not be in your house. So that's an excuse, especially like right now. That's the only place to go.
Yeah.
Grocery store. Now you start dressing up like it's church, right?
Dude, I
Like-
did that the other day. I told you I had my loafers on, put on my khakis, had a nice button-up thing on.
Mm.
I felt good, man. I felt like I was in a church outfit. Like it was legit. I walked into the grocery
You
store.
get mad
dude.
when everyone's wearing masks. Like
felt like-
y'all didn't even dress up.
Yeah, like
Come
you
on,
didn't
man.
dress up for this. I
Yeah.
felt like royalty walking in. I was like, damn, everyone's wearing masks and gloves, and I got this on.
Did you feel like Cedric the Entertainer?
Yeah,
Did
that's like who I saw. That's exactly.
you like slide your feet when you walk. Every step you take, you
real,
slide your
real
feet.
smooth.
I feel like that's how he walks,
Yeah,
or at least how he enters every room.
every room. Yeah, just as smooth as can be. I don't think I have that.
Yeah.
For the people that are about to
You got
watch,
a cane?
that are gonna watch this video, if you can see how I'm dressed, I don't have that.
Mm.
Not today.
But if you have a cane and a top hat,
Oh, could I pull off a top hat? I don't think I
Nah,
could.
man.
Nah, I don't have it in me. It's okay though.
maybe Diego.
I don't know. Ben, maybe.
Nah.
No, I don't know if any of us can pull off a top hat.
Kristen could.
Maybe, yeah.
So, no online shopping, no stress.
Yeah,
eating.
don't do any online shopping. Those are your two bugaboos, which is pretty much what the majority of people are doing right now. Is
Yeah.
both of those things. I almost did it yesterday. I needed some shoes.
Mm.
I do need shoes, and I'm gonna order them. I have a gift card, but it's easy to load up like 4 pairs of Vans and be like, "No, I'm gonna get all these."
Yep. That's why I got to do like Old Navy because you can just return everything
Yeah.
to the store.
Yeah,
So you just order a bunch of stuff, get your feelings, and, then you just go return
it, go drop it off. Little cycle.
Uh,
That's a good idea.
mm,
Gives you the hit.
yep.
It's like
And you-
tasting.
and
It's
you
like
get it.
tasting food, but not
You're
swallowing
like, I
it.
don't need any of this.
Oh man.
But yeah, so bring awareness.
Yeah, bring some
Admit.
awareness
Don't
to
try
it.
to. I think what a lot of people do is just ignore it, right?
Yeah.
Then you just kind of, or you can rationalize like that you deserve it, which is a slippery slope.
That's a super.
You know,
I don't even like to go
when-
down that slope.
And the problem with that is it's
you never deserve it.
you never deserve it. It's ingrained in us from when we're little, like as food's a
Yeah,
you
food is a
hey,
reward.
be good at the store and you'll get this. Well, yeah, I was good. I deserve this now.
Mhm.
So the food just becomes a
That
reward.
carries over.
So then like you could literally do this. Oh, I had a bad day at work. I deserve fill in the blank. Then you could also be like,
I had a good day at work.
yeah, I had a good day at work and hit this quota. I deserve fill in the blank. So really, you're just
You just want
no
that.
matter what,
You
you're just
deserve
having
it.
fill in the blank. So then eventually you're gonna have to break the habit of like, look, I keep having fill in the blank,
Yep.
and
No matter the situation,
Yeah,
this
so-
keeps happening.
you just have to like not give food that much power.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Is the reward because
Mm-hmm.
it is so ingrained, especially, dude. When something's ingrained in you when you're a kid, that's hard to break.
Yeah,
It really is. I mean, think it's been, probably 30 to 50 years for most people that's been,
Yeah.
how they
So-
operate.
Yeah. And with that, all right, so that's, different solutions, somewhat short-term solutions. Like
Yeah.
they said, like, bring awareness. Don't do it, fill it in with something else. But then the ultimate solution is you got to dig deep on what's causing your stress,
Yeah.
and then fix that. Which again, like we said, like
It's not
food's not
easy.
gonna fix that.
Yeah.
Like a honey bun can't fix, you hating your job
Yeah.
or, your spouse or,
Anything.
basically anything that's giving you
Yeah.
tons of stress. So you have to, I don't know. There's different. That's outside of our scope.
That's not
outside of our
our
scope, right?
That's not our expertise.
There's therapists and stuff like that. But yeah, eventually, like that's the kind of stuff you want to look into. Like don't use food as your therapist. So
No, it's a really
um,
shitty therapist.
yeah,
If you ask anybody.
yeah. Because I mean, food should be enjoyed, right? Like when we say like don't stress eat, a lot of people will take that as like, oh well, but I love such and such food, right? And all that. Well,
Okay.
yeah, make a time and place for it. Create a special event. Yeah, when we have Thanksgiving, we have there's specific foods that come along with it, and family and fun, and
It's an experience rather than sitting
yeah.
at home
could also be stressful
by
too.
yourself. I mean, I guess it depends on your
But you-
family, but
But you get the idea. So like, yeah, still include these things, but when
Yep.
you're having them every day,
that's the thing.
they're not special anymore.
We're not trying to tell anyone to deprive themselves. I mean, everyone really knows that all of us kind of have our foods that we like, but I don't eat, brisket and ribs every day. It's more of a special occasion when I'll make something like that. So, you can still like foods that, maybe aren't something you can eat every day, and that's fine. But it's people's attachment to not being able to grab stuff immediately when they have that feeling that I think maybe scares them a little bit.
Yep.
Or not knowing how am I going to feel if I don't have this crutch to lean on or this to solve my problem temporarily. And I think that's also scary for people.
Yeah.
So,
And when you're working on this, like, be kind
yeah.
to yourself, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you could, like we said, you could bring awareness to it. Be like, man, I'm stress eating. This is what's causing me stress, and then still eat the Ben and Jerry's, right? In
Yeah.
that moment, then don't be like, oh, you're a failure.
You suck.
All this, negative things that you would never say to like your friends, and flip that. Just be like, look, I'm bringing awareness to it. I am stressed. There is a legit reason for this stress. Again, be kind to yourself, and then all of a sudden, shoot, that might pull you out of a lot of this what's causing you stress anyways.
Yep.
So
Yeah, be your own number one fan.
Yeah.
If you just kick yourself when you're down, that literally won't solve anything. Think about if your friend has a problem and they're trying to get through it and you're like, man, you suck.
yeah.
Are they going to get any better? They're
Are they
not.
gonna be your friend?
Yeah, they're not even going to be your friend. So like treat yourself a little bit better and, be your own friend and your own supporter and just realize that, everybody goes through stuff and no one's perfect and there's a process to everything. So like trying and attempting and bringing awareness is like a huge accomplishment for a lot of people because the majority of people don't even know that they're in this cycle. So for you to be able to take a step back and be like, okay, I do this.
Yeah.
That's huge in itself. And then, maybe being proud of yourself for trying to not overeat or just eating a little bit less when you're stressed or grabbing something else. Like that's still fine too.
Yeah. Starting and stopping sooner than normal.
Yeah. Like all of those are progress and acknowledge it, and don't compare yourself to other people. That's a big one. If you have a friend who doesn't have any problems overeating or dealing with their stress and you're like, man, like, why am I not like that? Well, you're just going to beat yourself up. You're just a different human being. So, just try. That's it. That's all we're saying. Try and be proud of yourself. Don't reward yourself with food, but be proud of yourself.
Yeah. So to recap, some solutions for stress eating: bring awareness,
Do it.
replace stress eating with
Yeah.
something that doesn't involve eating to handle your stress, which, like we said, could be playing with your dog, going on walks, cleaning, doing chores
Exercising.
instead, exercise,
Read.
color, something, right?
Yep.
Then be kind to yourself. Like, it's a process. You're not going to fix it overnight.
Nope.
Yeah, you can take some foods out of your house, but that's still not fixing what's causing the stress.
Nope. But it can help. It can definitely help the situation. There's no harm in doing
So,
that.
understand it is a process and be nicer to yourself. You're going to talk to yourself more than
Anybody.
anyone ever.
Yeah.
So you might as well be a good friend.
Yeah.
Be a good friend. I feel like that's we're about to go into like lamb chop. Isn't that how lamb chop kind of worked? Like they'd be chatting and then like a topic comes up and they just start singing a song about it.
I don't even know.
Someone let us know.
Yeah, holler at
Fill
us.
us in on that lamb chop.
We need to know.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps.
I hope.
Gives you some actionable advice,
Yeah. Just be aware.
tips. We'll be coming back at you sometime.
Yeah,
Maybe
soon.
even sooner the next week.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Most likely.
Maybe we'll just chat. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll bring on one of the other coaches. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Send us questions if you have them. Or if you're struggling with something.
Elbow bump. Can't fist bump you. That's not
Nah.
appropriate now.
Nah, elbows. It's all about the
You see
bows.
people now, and you're like, oh, hey, you do that little dance,
Yeah,
You-
the hand.
You don't know how close to get to someone.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awkward.
I just don't want to be near people anyway, so.
But,
Whatever.
all right.
We're out of here.
See you guys.
As always, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to learn more, check us out at coastalfitnessva.com or garydeagle.com. We'll see you next time.